one of the things we're going to do now is to go over the goblet sit to stand. So with the goblet, you're going to have a weight. It could be a can, it could be a dumbbell, it could be a kettlebell, it could be anything, right? A box, dog, your cat, whatever, right? So what you're going to do is, if it's a dumbbell, if it's a small dumbbell, by small I mean the diameter of this, it's a small one, you'll want to grab it sideways. If it's a big dumbbell, which this is a lot bigger, then you grab it like a goblet, which means your palm goes underneath it, like this, okay? And the reason you hold it like this is because it's easier to grab. But if it's under 5 pounds, you want to hold it sideways. It's just going to be much easier to grab. You can't really grab a small dumbbell like this. The goblet sit to stand. This is great for actually putting on strength on the legs, adding more resistance to the legs. So if you can't do a full squat after doing a sit to stand, this is where you come to next. With the goblet, you're always going to keep the weight here right in front of your neck. So you got your neck line, weight's always in front. Chest is always nice and straight, okay? You follow the same exact rules as you would with the sit to stand. So if you haven't seen that video, check that out. But I'll give you a quick recap. The back of your legs always touching the chair, okay? Your feet are angled outward a little bit, so they're diagonal. Knees go outward, and when you sit back on the chair, your chest is always looking forward. Chest nice and straight, feet flat on the ground. You're gonna breathe out when you stand up. Big keys here. Your upper back is going to be on fire. That's okay. You're not hurting your back. You're working the back muscles. Reason being, because the weight is now on the upper back, so my upper back has to work to keep me straight. So that's normal for you to feel that tension in the upper back. You're gonna lean forward to give yourself a leverage, keeping your back straight though. I'm not hunched over, my back is still straight. Press those heels into the ground, leaning forward, and bring those hips forward. So when you come down, it's very important that you don't plop. You always want to make sure the movement is slow and controlled. It's going to be easier for you to stay in this position. Push those hips back, sit down, and stand up. My chest is always kind of leaning forward a little bit on the goblet squat. Don't sit back on it. It's going to be way too easy to swing. You don't want to be swinging during this movement. You want to sit down and stand up from the same position, okay? If you notice, as I sit down, I'm still leaning forward, and stand up nice and straight towards you, okay? So breathing in on the way down, knees out with the toes, breathing out on the way up. And that's how you do the goblet squat.